Well, good evening. I know you missed me. Well, I just got to introduce a couple of my best friends in the whole world here. This is Ryan. You'd confuse them if you just were hearing their voices. Well, Ryan's got the slightly higher voice.
That's true.
And then Spencer's got like what my sister texted me once. She goes, Spencer's voice is really fucking hot.
Hell yeah.
So that's Spencer. And these guys have accomplished selling, 30 tickets? In Los Angeles. You guys rock. Thanks for being here, and welcome to the What If podcast.
You need a beat, huh? What? Is that what, no, you're good.
I
Thank
need
you.
a beat.
What, you want me to play a beat?
I think I need a beat.
Okay.
We gotta start with a beat. Should we start with a beat? Let's start with a beat. I think we need a beat. That sounds like a beat. That's close to a beat. Let's sound. Oh, okay. Okay, this feels okay. I'm like, The sweary boys are in your town. We're happy to be here, contributing to making this city more Hollyweird. Might drink a whole bottle and ponder if we believe and make a bunch of new friends on this All Hallows Eve. Let's have a party, y'all. I'll be hungover in the morn and need some breakfast in the nap. Well, I was not born. We're here in LA, get a dose of sun and smog and tell some folks about our dad dogs. Ghost blog. Ghouls and goblins, that's what it's all about. And by the end of the night, we'll probably nope the fuck out. We're grateful y'all made it. Thanks for being the greatest. Best friend base in the world. There's absolutely no debating. So a toast to y'all. If you have it, raise a glass. Welcome to the satellite. It's the What If podcast. What's up, Los Angeles? Yeah. Make some noise for yourselves. How you doing tonight? We are fucking thrilled to be here in your town.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey.
Spencer. While we're making noise for things, make some noise for Lydia Liza one time. Really quickly about Lydia, one of my favorite things that we made Lydia do tonight without knowing it is have her sing like very beautiful, sweet, and sad and loving songs in front of a 7-foot-tall fucking evil pentagram.
Yeah,
That
bro.
was pretty fucking rad.
That's just on our rider for all live shows. There must be a pentagram behind us on stage.
We're not even going to say they have to give us one. We're going to say, how big is your pentagram? Hey, cool venue, how big is your pentagram? Excuse me, sir? You have a pentagram, don't you?
Many pentagrams.
We only perform in front of evil symbology. That's our only thing. While we're making noise for things, let's make some noise for Ian Abramson one time.
Yeah.
Ian had to bounce out because he wasn't feeling so hot tonight, which is a tribute to him for doing a fucking incredible set while feeling under the weather. Also, we learned a really good lesson, which is don't have people open up for you who are significantly more talented and funny than you, because...
Or just like, they're both better at the thing that they do than we are at literally anything.
by like a lot. So that's probably on our
welcome.
shoulders.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Look.
Yeah.
The ticket was worth it for the two of them, and we'll just be idiots up here for an hour. And we're the dessert. We're the cherry on top of the real thing. Make some noise if you've never heard the show before.
Yeah, what up, Mari?
Heard of me? There's a couple woos. Okay, that's cool. Make some noise if you have heard the show before.
Jeez.
I gotta tell a really quick story. So on the way in, I had 3 separate people comment on my hair.
What?
And one person asked to see my neckline. And these are all things that were referenced in last week's episode. And I was like, oh, people listen to our show. Which is a trip because a lot of people listen to our show. But still, when you're like, oh, it's you.
At least
you're the
30
person
of them
that listens to our show.
At least 30 of them, as Lydia pointed out.
Yes, at least 30. At least all of y'all.
Thank you.
we have a bunch of swag up here, and we're going to give it away for free tonight because that's a fucking fun thing and a cool thing to do, and we appreciate you guys so much for being out here. So we want to play a really quick game, which is who came the farthest? And the answer is us, because we're not from here.
Yeah, Lydia came from St. Paul. It's actually like 2 miles farther east.
Than him and I.
Would you like a hat?
Give her the beanie. Give her the beanie. She needs a beanie. Okay. Rock the beanie. Rock the beanie. Rock the beanie. Oh, all right. Yeah. Oh, shit. See, now we have to give it to her. Is anybody not from California? Did anybody come here from outside of California?
Oh yeah, they came from Philly. They definitely win.
Yeah. Fucking hold the fuck on. Time out everything. You did not come from Philadelphia here to see the show. Holy shit. All right. Yeah, fucking make noise for that.
Hell yeah!
All right.
Oh, yeah, bro!
The Sounders came with us from Minneapolis. You can either have a hat if you want a hat, or we have t-shirts in varying sizes and you can take your pick, although it's small, medium, large, extra large, and not in that order. But we're for sure giving you both swag. What do you want? Hat? You want a hat? Which one? Black hat. Coming in hot. Watch your beer. Oh, God. Money. We
Nailed
made it. How about you? The heck is a small? That's you. Lit. Incoming.
Oh,
no. Well,
Jesus.
the speaker held it. Okay.
Hell no!
We've established on the show I've never been good at athletic things, even though I'm 6'5". Thank you guys so much for coming from fucking Philadelphia. That's incredible. Thank you guys. We'll give some more swag out throughout the night here. But outside of that, we should probably dive into our episode for this week.
Yes.
We
have so many things to conjure tonight.
So many things to conjure. This is the What If Podcast Halloween Spooktacular live in Los Angeles. We're gonna get spooky tonight. Stuart, fog me!
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We have Stuart to fog us all night. If anyone feels like it's not foggy enough here, just scream fog and we'll have Stuart have our back.
Just gonna send it!
Yes, send the fog. Tonight... More fog.
Okay.
This feels like every wedding I've been to where there's that one guy in the corner who's just clanging his glass the whole night, like, you're gonna kiss until you can't stand it.
Ryan.
Yes?
We have 20 ways to conjure things. There's no time to spare, my guy.
Okay, before we conjure things, I need to tell one quick story.
That's not how no time to spare works, but go ahead.
No, but this is part of the Spooktacular because on our fucking 200 plus episodes we've done on this show, we have not had many, if any, personal experiences with our subject matter. We've talked about this. You have your gnome story from when you were a kid.
It was a leprechaun, excuse
sorry,
you.
it was a leprechaun.
And I was high as shit as a child, so I don't think that counts.
You were fucking hopped up on NyQuil as like an 8-year-old and saw a leprechaun in your bedroom. But outside of that, we haven't had an experience. And I need to say something tonight. I think my house might be haunted. And I'm not just saying that because this is our Halloween Spooktacular. I've waited to talk about this until our Halloween Spooktacular because I think it might be true.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why I think that.
That's what I was assuming was coming next.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
So, I live in a house that was built in 1912. Mm-hmm. So, it's a 100-plus-year-old house in South Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. Not everything works great in a 100-year-old house. But something specifically has stopped working great, and it's freaking me out a little bit.
Okay.
This is Dad Dog's Ghost Blog. I have a dog. Her name is Mooka. You may have seen her on our social media before. Hell yeah. Shouts out for my dog. I'm going to fucking play this episode for her when I get home, and I'm going to be like, that was for you. You don't understand this, but that was for you, honey.
Bark, bork.
Yes.
Bork.
So... because she's a savage and an absolute fucking goofball and tries to tear apart all of the things that we own on a regular basis, what we do is we close all the doors in the house when we leave the house so that she has a very limited...
that's pretty standard, let's be honest.
No, I know, I'm just saying, so she has a limited amount of things to fuck up. And twice now, I have shut all the doors in my house and come home to find that one of those doors is locked.
What kind of locks?
Our bathroom door, when I pull it shut, locks, And
What kind of lock is on that
This
door?
is a painted over 1912 original to the house lock that takes like significant heavy-handed effort to squeeze the paint into a locked position. And I, on my mama, thought that there was a man in our house that had trapped himself in our bathroom the first time I came home and found it. I was like, there's a stranger in our house, and he's
Wait, so it locks...
this is his panic room now, and he lives in my home.
It only locks from the inside of the bathroom.
Correct. And all we do is turn the knob, pull the door shut, and walk out. How the fuck? Twice in like 3 months. Also, we
You
bought
look at
our...
me like I would possibly have an explanation
I'm
for
not
that.
sure that you do. I just want someone to tell me, no, your house isn't haunted, so
No,
I
it
can go
is.
back home and feel okay about it.
No, you got a bathroom ghost.
We know that a guy died in our house, too. That's the
In the
fucked up
bathtub?
part. I hope not. I don't know, but I hope not.
Did Elvis own your house?
Oh, I did hear he died on the toilet, didn't he?
was
Poor guy.
Literally full of shit when he died.
It's a tough way to go. He was just working too hard?
No, he just wasn't shitting enough.
Well, but I'm saying maybe he was not shitting enough and he had to work so hard that he fucking just,
You know. To de-shit himself.
he was trying to de-shit himself
that
and
just
didn't succeed.
He passed over.
He passed, yes.
Now he lives in your bathtub.
And now Elvis lives in my bathtub. That's the moral of the story.
All right, conjuring time?
We're going to conjure some ghosts tonight. Let's do it.
Okay. I found this very legitimate article from scoopwhoop.com.
Scoop whoop.
Number one, it's 20 ways to call spirits and talk to the dead.
Let's do it together.
So, sorry, satellite, if any of this shit works. We figured it was better to do it in your house than ours.
These are your ghosts now.
Number one is use a Ouija board to converse with a spirit, and we don't have one. So we're going to skip to number two, which is use a planchette. That's the same thing. You have 19 ways to conjure ghosts, Scoop Whoop.
Liars. Scoop whoop.
Number three is using a pentagram to conjure demons.
Woo!
So it says there are rituals in which people using the pentagram to symbolize the elements form a circle 9 feet across. Your pentagram's not big enough.
It's a soft pentagram. It'll do.
We're going to get tiny demons.
in a pinch.
We need 2. One is made for the summoner and another to summon and bind the spirit.
Quick, who's got paper?
This whole process is said to summon unpredictable demons as opposed to those,
Bro, watch us do this and have the lights fall on our fucking
Yeah,
head
great.
on a live show.
All right.
Be the best way to go out. It'd be the best last episode of a podcast that ever existed. Yeah, we summoned a demon and then we died.
Number 4 is see spirits through a crystal ball, which we can't really do. Mirror to summon a witch. All right. A spell to see or hear a spirit. We can do this one together.
Okay.
Think of a deceased person you know
Uh-oh.
or have heard of in your family and chant the following sentence.
Can we think about Elvis?
You don't know him.
Well,
Maybe you might if he lives in your bathtub. The rest of us don't know him.
I know him now. I know him too well now.
So we're going to chant together. Spirit, show yourself. Spirit, reveal. Spirit, come to me so I know you are real.
Can we do a repeat after you?
Spirit, show yourself.
Spirit, show yourself.
Spirit, reveal.
Spirit, reveal.
Spirit, come to me so I know you are real.
Spirit, come to me so I know you're real.
Scoopwhoops.com says you should now see or hear a spirit. So, all right, number 8, I guess.
Scoop Whoop's full of shit.
Number 8 is summon a succubus or incubus.
I would rather not. I hear they suck.
Can we boo Ryan real quick? Is that cool?
Feed me with your booze.
You've been doing plenty of that yourself, but
Also, yes.
a succubus, if you're not familiar, is a female demon believed to have sexual intercourse with sleeping men.
I'd rather not.
You don't have to be the demon.
Well, I mean, if we're calling her, it's probably on us.
You don't become the demon that you summon.
No, I'm saying she's
She's just gonna fuck you later.
That's what I'm not interested
Oh.
in. That is the thing I am trying to actively
Well,
avoid here.
don't do this chant then.
All right, this is
All right.
on you guys. You go get your succubuses.
An incubus is a male demon. You get the idea. At midnight, we gotta wait 2 hours. At midnight, visualize what you want your succubus or incubus to look like. So pick a sexy ghost, ideally. Then prick your finger, take the blood. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. Just hold on to it also in your hand. And chant, "O succubus of mine, I call to thee with this blood offering to come to me so it may be." The key is ghosts love rhyming. If you don't rhyme, the ghost is not fucking with it.
Or fucking you, for that matter.
Vampires or werewolves? Okay, so prick your finger and tell a succubus to come fuck you later. And if you do it at midnight, I guess it'll work.
Good luck, guys. Tweet at us. Let us know how it goes.
I'm gonna take this pentagram back to our Airbnb, make a second one. I'm gonna prick your finger at midnight.
That's fucked up, bro. That's assault, brother. That's assault, brother.
Number 9 is summon a vampire or werewolf. For this, all you need is paper, pencil, salt, and lavender.
That's too few things to get a werewolf. That should be more complicated than 4 things I can go to Target.
Well, the key is there's a rhyming chant.
Of fucking course there is.
So you draw a spiral on the paper, not a pentagram. Werewolves fuck with spirals, not stars.
Good to know.
Sprinkle some salt around the circle, burn the lavender, and chant, "I summon you a," in parentheses, vampire / werewolf. You got to pick. You got to commit at that point.
Choose your own adventure.
"I summon you to this room. I command you stay in the circle of my safety. I summon you so I may ask you for my purposes. So more be." I don't think that's a real sentence. So more be?
Doesn't sound like one. Doesn't sound like one. It's lies.
We got a spell for good luck, but that's no fun. We can summon a storm. Do we need rain out here? How's it been? All right, fuck yeah, here we go.
I've heard everything's on fire.
Oh yeah, good point.
Do you guys need rain out here? Yes, bro. Everything is on fire.
Hell yeah, bro!
Send it.
There's a chant, shockingly. But first, we might have to do this later, I guess, unless you guys have a stove here. You got to take a pan with a ½ liter of water, put it on the stove, and boil it. Then we chant, "Water boil, water cling, to the dust as I sing. Not just here, but everywhere, just like this at which I stare."
Jesus Christ.
Now, if you say it 3 times, it says, "Now look outside." We did it!
Fuck yeah, Stuart. Fuck yeah.
Dude, I have never met a sound engineer with good comedic timing before tonight.
And Stuart has absolutely nailed the role.
You fucking killed that,
You
Stu.
fucking hired, Stuart.
We can summon the Grim Reaper if you want with another cool rhyme.
Also, rather not.
Okay.
Did an elementary schooler write this? Like,
It's called scoopwhoop.com. They obviously like rhyming, okay? We can summon an angel, but we need candles.
Satellite's not going to let us do fire in here. I don't
How about a fairy? Anybody
All
need
right.
some backyard fairies?
Why not?
All right. The chant for that one goes. I should have read this article before I started talking about it.
He can't even fucking get through the fairy chant. All right, give it
No,
to me.
no, I got it. Little folk of flashing wing, little folk of dancing feet, hear my words to you and bring blessings with you when we meet.
That didn't even
It's
rhyme.
adorable. Feet and meat totally rhyme.
Oh, I misheard you.
English major looking ass boy.
Looking ass boy.
We can summon Lucifer, but even that one's a little much for me.
If we're gonna skip anything, I think that's the one.
Also, this one is not in English.
I'm not speaking in tongues up here. No,
We can
sir.
conjure vapor monsters. Too late.
Too late. Stuart helped us out already. That was the only spell.
All right, the rest of these are trash. Your turn.
All right, this episode is tentatively titled "What If Ghouls, Ghosts, and Goblins Roam the Earth?" And we are, well, now that we're done summoning demons and such,
Yeah, that shit didn't work.
that shit didn't work. But we're going to talk about, we got some werewolves tonight.
Absolutely.
We've got some ghosts tonight.
Well, I mean, I tried.
We
got
tried
some
for
fog, I guess. That's pretty good.
And we've got some zombies tonight. Where do we want to start?
Zombies.
We want to start with zombies?
Yeah.
You guys want to start with some zombies?
Yeah.
Let's talk about zombies quick.
Can I tell a quick story about zombies first?
I'd love it if you would.
So my brother, for whatever reason, thinks like he's a grown man and has been for a while. He thinks zombies are like legitimately terrifying.
Okay.
And
I mean, he's not wrong.
No, but like, not like they're scary, but like, oh fuck, this might actually be a problem.
Well, give me about 10 minutes and let's talk about it.
And when we were in college, a friend of mine was making a short film for an assignment, and my brother was like, "Oh, that'd be fun. Like, can I be in it?"
That'd be fun to wake the undead. Let's do it.
No. So the joke was we made a zombie movie that he was in and tried to conceal the fact that it was a zombie movie from him while we were making it with him in it as like the main character.
And then you just randomly scared the shit out of him with a zombie friend that was dressed up from like out of the closet or what?
It kind of fell apart when we needed him. We weren't very good at writing scripts. We needed him to say the word zombies at one point and like yell it repeatedly.
Wait a second.
So we set up this scene. It was very elaborate. There was a scene where he was being attacked by bees, right? So he kept his lines were
Bees
just
and zombies.
No. His lines were just bees, bees, right? Because he was being attacked by bees.
Wait, were they zombies?
Hold on. That was not even a little bit clever. That's, obviously where we're going.
I'm thrilled
here.
with myself. I don't care.
So we got a few takes of him screaming bees, and we're like, no, we'll CGI in the bees later. Don't worry about it. And then
This was a high school project, and you were like, we'll CGI it in later.
we were college, okay.
Nice.
Went to art school, Ryan.
Oh, all right.
And then we tried to convince him that the best way to test levels for audio was the word zom. Because
We're just going to stitch it all together? God damn, that's dumb.
it didn't work.
No shit. No shit. That didn't fly. You don't say.
We got him to do it, but the idea obviously didn't work.
Sure.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's good. No, it's a good
Convince
zombie
us
story.
that they're real.
Speaking of zombie stories, did we ever tell the story about when we went to zombie pub crawl together and I got punched in the face?
You got punched in the head by a shirtless woman? Mm-hmm. I think we have told
Did
that
we tell
story.
that story on the show?
Also, if we didn't, that's the whole story.
I did. I got punched in the face by a girl and she had her boobie out. I don't think she meant to have her boobie out.
No, it was definitely intentional. If you just don't put on a shirt before you leave the house, I think you know what you're doing.
She wasn't like straight up shirtless.
You got punched pretty hard, apparently. She was definitely not wearing a shirt.
I did. Yo, my glasses were just like bladow, like hit the sidewalk. It was bad. I almost beat a girl up that night, and I wouldn't have been.
No,
good.
you did.
I didn't, but I
got
turned around
punched in
and
the
wanted
face
to
and
hit
walked
somebody
away.
back. But it was a girl. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a brief history of zombies because I needed to dive into the lore itself. And so zombies, we have like this very like current cultural, vision of what this is. We got The Walking Dead and like contemporary film, but this fucking concept goes way, 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 way back. And zombies were understood to be, there's two different kind of versions of it. There's the whole reanimated dead people, right? Like you died and then you came back version of zombies.
Okay.
But there's also a historical version of zombies that's more so like you are kind of under a spell, like you have been taken over by someone else's will, and thusly you walk zombie-like through the world, implementing their desires. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So like you didn't die and then come back to do that thing. You were alive and then you were put under some sort of like medicated spell to be zombie-like in favor of the person who spelled you, if you will. Mm-hmm. Make sense?
Do they both eat brains?
So that's more so like the contemporary version of things. Somebody's saying no hard right now. No, they do not.
And I
both
trust
eat
them
brains.
so much more
I do
than
too.
you.
The level of sincerity with which the no was said was like, they do not both eat brains. I've seen it. So the concept goes way back as far as Mesopotamian myths from like 2000 BC. It's a myth called the descent of Ishtar to the underworld. It's an old Mesopotamian myth. It's been translated to English, and there's a passage that says this: "If you do not open the gate for me to come in, I shall smash the door and shatter the bolt. I shall smash the doorpost and overturn the doors. I shall raise up the dead, and they shall eat the living, and the dead shall outnumber the living.
That's pretty spooky.
Spooky. Fog me, Stuart! Spooky! Yeah, let's go.
Bro, we're not going to be able to see if you keep fogging us.
I don't need to see.
All right.
I don't need. You guys don't need to see. That's a podcast. We can all hear this, right? No,
You make a very strong point.
So that's like one of the earliest, or maybe the earliest piece of evidence we have in writing that there was this concept of raising the dead and the dead coming to eat the living and outnumbering the living.
Sorry, who wrote that?
It's from a Mesopotamian myth. We don't know who the individual
old person.
author was.
Got it.
I mean, a very dead person, not an old person at this point. But
I guess they would know.
so you fast forward a few thousand years of this sort of concept being in folklores of different cultures. And the word zombie itself wasn't obviously used in the passage that I just used, and it wasn't used until it originated in Haiti. The word zombie is a Haitian word, and it's very, very, very real in Haitian folklore. So they believe
Define real.
They believe that the way that The Walking Dead is a thing, they believe that those type zombies are a thing and walk the earth and are a thing that can fucking get you. It's like their boogeyman.
Yeah, but we don't believe in the boogeyman.
No, but
right?
they believe in zombies.
Okay.
In the way that we don't believe in the boogeyman, they believe in zombies.
So your analogy was actually the exact opposite.
Yes.
Got it.
What you said.
Cool.
So with Haitians specifically, they believe that either through voodoo or dark magic, a zombie can be created. And I'm not going to dive all into the Haitian origins of it, but it was so real to the Haitian people that a Harvard ethnobotanist wrote a paper in 1983 in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology. His name's Wade Davis, to look into where this might come from in their culture. And
as in, this probably isn't real, but there's probably some origin of this folklore thing. If
exactly,
it's this strong.
why do they? If they believe it so intensely, why do they believe it so intensely?
Yeah.
Is there a reason for this? And what he argues in this paper in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, I have to work so fucking hard to say that word. It's not even funny. He traveled there in '82 and did a bunch of research and wrote this paper. And what he argues in this paper is that their version of people being turned into zombies is that through voodoo, they actually have practitioners who put powders into people's wounds that are actual neurotoxins, and they can induce a death-like state in which the will of the victim would be subjected to that of the Bokor, which is the voodoo practitioner in Haiti. So through natural sources, they are able to create tetrodotoxin, TTX, which is a powerful and frequently fatal neurotoxin found in the flesh of a pufferfish.
Whoa.
And they add that with deliriant drugs such as Datura, which I didn't fucking look up, but that's a thing apparently. Ooh, it did get foggy in here, didn't it? Let's get spooky, y'all. And so together, these two powders create this delirious, death-like state in which someone can be manipulated. And so they believe that through voodoo, if someone was...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
How does that manipulation work?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it means that you're so catatonic in state that you're able to still walk and move, but you're subject to someone else's direction. As in
right, but verbally, somebody can tell you what to do, and you're
I think
just
so,
very
and you just
impressionable?
yeah, exactly. You just go do the thing, but you're also you're fucked up in this toxic state, so you're dizzy, stumbly, you can be nauseous, vomity, spitty, but you're
very,
able to
very zombie-y.
very zombie-y, but you're able to go do a thing that is asked of you. Now, some people think Wade Davis is full of shit. We talk about people who are full of shit on our show a lot. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, he's a Harvard ethnobotanist. He seems like he's legit-ish.
Wait, so why do people think he's full of shit, though?
Basically, a lot of people think that the ability to like thread the needle of the amounts of these things that you'd have to distribute to a person.
You'd probably just kill them first.
You'd probably kill them, or it wouldn't do the thing that they think it's doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're either gonna kill somebody, or they're gonna be like mostly normal or normal-ish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's one take. That's one take on where Wade Davis thought this whole concept of zombies sort of like originated in Haitian culture is through this voodoo magic. Go ahead.
But hasn't the same or like a similar idea existed for a lot longer? Or are you saying that that's existed in Haitian folklore also for thousands of years?
The concept of raising the undead has lasted for a super long time. Similarly, in Haiti, it has lasted for a super long time.
But their version is slightly different.
Slightly different, slightly more specific to their culture, and the word zombie originates from their language.
Okay.
Now, Roland Littlewood, who's a professor of anthropology and psychiatry, he published a study.
Can we revisit that name real quick?
Roland Littlewood?
What a name. All right.
Strong name. Very strong name. He supported what most would describe as a social explanation of the zombie phenomenon, and he wrote about it in a medical journal called The Lancet in 1997. And what... Woo! Shout out The Lancet! It's my favorite magazine. I get it every month. It's a quarterly journal. Thank you for the correction. We need help with these types of things. Roland Littlewood said this as it relates to his social explanation of the zombie phenomenon. He says, quote, "I came to the conclusion that although it is unlikely there is a single explanation for all cases," which we talk a lot about on the show, "where zombies are recognized by locals in Haiti, the mistaken identification of a wandering mentally ill stranger by bereaved relatives is most likely the explanation in many cases. People with chronic schizophrenic illness, brain damage, or a learning disability are not uncommon in rural Haiti and would be particularly likely to be identified as their concept of zombies." What do you think?
I think Littlewood is
You hate it.
at least as full of shit as Davis is.
Maybe it's somewhere in the middle, man. Why not both?
Like they don't know about mental illness in Haiti?
I'm just saying, I think his argument is that in rural Haiti, where there is less of that stuff that's common, these people are exhibiting behaviors and they would attribute this nomenclature in their culture to that type of behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. I don't agree with any of these people. I'm just telling a story. Like I'm not saying any of this is right. So regardless of what was actually happening or the original origin of zombie, obviously the phenomenon made its way into popular culture. White Zombie is a movie that came out in 1932, which of course Hollywood made a movie about a white guy that made zombies in Haiti.
Rob Zombie is a guy with lots of bangers.
Lots of bangers. Mm-hmm. Said no one about Rob Zombie ever.
Yeah, at least one person has.
Believe it or not, White Zombie is a movie I have not seen. Night of the Living Dead, I have also not seen. The Walking Dead, a show currently I have not seen. And I Am
Shots
Legend.
Fired.
I Am Legend, a movie I have seen. So, fuck yeah. Just a sad cheer from people like, he didn't fuck up one of them, I guess.
The only time you've ever seen a movie is if Will Smith is in it. Have you realized that?
There's a good reason for that. Because Will Smith fucking slaps. So thank you.
Not true at all.
It is true.
While we're telling totally made up bullshit stories, can I add one?
I'd love it if you did.
Okay. Would you like to hear, according to Nick Redfern's wild ass book, because he has all the wildest takes that are not based in reality. He wrote a book called Paranormal Parasites, in which, for some reason, he outlines the origin of the jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, let's go. Spooktacular. The origin of the jack-o'-lantern?
Yep.
Bring it to me.
It originates with a man named Stingy Jack.
No, it doesn't. That's, of course, not a real name. God damn it. All
and
right.
Stingy,
I'm here.
Stingy Jack was a drunk who played a joke on the devil.
Okay, so we know it's not real because that's not a real name, and neither is the devil.
Yeah, we covered that part.
Okay, cool.
If we're making shit up, we might as well tell good stories.
All right, I'm here for it.
He tricked the devil into climbing a tree to get an apple.
Okay.
And once the devil went up there to get an apple,
He cut the tree down.
no. Stingy Jack, that's too much work. He's stingy. He just carved a cross into the bottom of the trunk so that the devil couldn't come back down.
Gotcha,
he can't go past the cross. The devil's stuck up there.
All right. I mean,
Right.
if that's how that works, all right.
So now the dude, Lucifer,
The dude,
Yeah,
the devil?
yeah, that guy.
Yeah. That dude, the devil?
He's stuck up there, and Jack decides this is a good time to start bargaining with him.
Like, you want to come down?
Right.
Cool.
So they strike a deal in which he, I guess, like hacks out. I don't know how you remove a carving from a tree. That part's a little iffy.
Yeah, cut in, you know.
Yeah, sure. So he will remove the cross so that the devil can come down in exchange for the devil never being allowed to claim his soul.
Sick.
So no matter how much wild shit he gets into for the rest of his life, he's not going to hell.
I've said it many times. I love me a good grift, and Stingy Jack figured out a way to grift the goddamn devil.
So the devil agreed. Many years later, Jack dies, and he's denied entry into heaven because of his, quote, drunken ways.
I'm fucked. I'm fucked.
So he goes to hell, but the devil also can't take him. And before he gets banished to earth forever to be a ghost, because I guess that's what happens if you can't go to heaven, you can't go to hell.
The Catholics call it purgatory, but you know.
Is that a place on earth?
Nah, no.
Okay, so
It's
this
not
is different.
Not in their book, it's not.
Wait. Do Catholics believe that there are ghosts everywhere?
No, they don't.
Okay.
Purgatory is a different place.
Where it at, though?
It's like a waiting room that's neither here nor there.
Okay, so this is
If you
different.
will.
This guy was going to be a ghost
Okay?
here on this plane.
Okay.
But, well, you know, the ghost part.
Sure.
Or like right here. And he was eating a turnip when he died and went to hell.
As you do.
My last moments on earth, give me a turnip.
Turnip. That or he wasn't planning on it, and that was a fucked up turnip, bro.
And he's eating this turnip, and the devil, because he was angry, he's like, oh yeah, fucking Stingy Jack. That dude trapped me in a tree once.
Hey, fuck you.
Yeah, he throws a hot coal at him. Exactly.
Shit whipped it at him. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So he throws a hot coal at him. Jack catches the coal, gets sent back to Earth to be a ghost. The only things he gets sent back with are a turnip and a hot coal from the devil. And he combines the two to make a jack-o'-lantern.
Crafty motherfucker, Stingy Jack.
Yep, and that's how we got jack-o'-lanterns.
Why don't we fucking... Oh, because it's Stingy Jack, and it's Jack's. Why don't we carve turnips then?
Why don't we carve stingy lanterns?
That's a way cooler name.
Yeah,
Or
Stingy-
Stingy Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
I like that. I
How
like
big
that
are
name a lot
turnips?
better.
Are they not smallish?
Yeah, they're smallish.
They're like significantly smaller than a pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
This story,
You know what?
This
People-
story is trash.
People probably started carving turnips and their art just fucking sucked, and they were like, we need a bigger canvas.
I like that they're called turnips, but we keep calling them turn-ups.
Turn up.
Yeah.
That's all we do.
All right, you got
Oh, we
you
do.
got any bullshit stories? Because I got plenty if you want them.
I could go longer on zombies, but not much more.
Go ahead.
No, you know what? Bring us home with some. We're gonna do another 15 minutes of fucking some ghost stories, and then we'll probably do some Q&A for like 15 minutes at the end if you guys want to ask us some questions about literally anything. And yeah, we'll keep it rolling. What's that? Oh, his head fell off. He's so right. Jack-o'-lantern, bro.
He said Q&A, not requests. All right, calm down.
No, he's got a point, though. Hey, really quick, let's give away a shirt quick. Who is a medium?
Sure, why not?
I heard a me right there. That's you.
Who
Dad Dog's Ghost Block. Let's
has
go.
a head?
Who has a head? Send it, bro. Send it. Got him. All right, tell me another ghost story, Spencer. I'm ready.
Okay, hunger ghosts. Speaking of eating or dying while eating.
Hunger ghosts?
Yeah, hungry ghosts. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Is it?
Ghosts that are hungry.
All right,
Yeah.
keep telling me a story. I'm going to go get a drink, and I'll be right back.
Oh, I was yelling at you a lot earlier to bring me one, but you must have been outside. Will you get that 2
I'll get
times?
us both drinks. Tell me this ghost story. I can hear you in the venue. It's going to be awesome.
This is adorable.
No, it's fine.
This is adorable.
You guys, this is how it happens when we're in the studio. I just go to the fridge and get beers while he keeps telling a story, and then I come back.
He's
Go ahead. A lie was born.
Okay. Hello? Oh, my turn. Okay. According to Nick Redfern, hunger ghosts do not have it very easy. Hunger ghosts will remain hungry for eternity. Some of them are able to eat food and drink liquids, but they will, quote, forever be thwarted from finding the nourishment they so deeply crave. I know. Every time he finds a cupboard, it's empty. If he finds a fridge, it's empty. A stream will be forever dry. An oasis will be arid. I know. There are some ghosts that can eat food, technically, but their mouths are so small that they can't get anything in there. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Okay. How does he know that... Thank you. How does Nick Redfern know, Ryan, that there are ghosts? How does he know that their mouths shrink after they pass? How does he know that they attempt to eat food? And how does he know that they experience the sensation of hunger?
Because he's a fucking liar. You know, the thing that's interesting about this, too, is like, with the whole food thing, I understand the whole concept of like you're walking this realm that you cannot satiate yourself with, but it seems so literal to be like, every fridge I open doesn't have food in it.
So here's my question.
Also, everyone's seen Casper. You chew the popcorn and it just like floats out of his fucking shitty weird belly.
Why is his belly shitty? It's probably fine.
Because it's not intact. It doesn't exist.
That's a good point.
It's a bad belly. It doesn't do the job.
So does that mean then that there's also ghost food? Like when your milk expires, does it become ghost milk?
I mean,
can they drink that shit?
If they drink out of your drain, I guess.
Well, I mean, if you're like gone for a few days, you come home, you're like, oh fuck, the milk went bad. Did the ghost get it?
Oh, you're saying like the evil of the ghost like turned your milk?
Can ghost zombies only drink milk that has died?
Oh, gross. What a man, it's a shitty way to live if you can only eat expired food.
Yeah, well, you are expired. Maybe that's the only way it works.
You're right. You're right.
Nick also says that whenever hunger ghosts get too close to actual food, it starts on fire.
Whoa! Damn, do not go in a grocery store, bro. That'd be a big blaze very quickly.
So if you ever see like a flaming pineapple, a ghost is near.
A ghost is near.
Very near.
If you're very bad at barbecuing, a ghost is near.
Correct. You may be a ghost, honestly.
The other day, I started a grease fire on my stove.
Yeah, you almost died.
A ghost was near. I was Elvis!
Lastly, with shit that Nick Redfern has made up, there's a Japanese hungry ghost. Sometimes he says hunger ghost, and sometimes he says hungry ghost. Hungry ghost is adorable. Hunger ghost is kind of scary.
Oh, super scary.
It's a very, it's a big difference.
That's like the insatiable hunger thing that feels like unsettled.
I feel like a hunger ghost might eat me. A hungry ghost just needs a bud to take him to breakfast.
Yeah. Like, hey, man, we'll get you a burrito. No big deal.
So there's a Japanese hungry ghost. Sounds super cute. Called the Jikininki.
Sorry, one more time?
Jikininki.
Jikininki?
I mean, maybe.
Close enough. Good enough for our breath and fuckery.
The only thing it can eat is the remains of human dead.
Got it?
Yeah.
Zombie-esque, if you will.
They usually live in cemeteries. So sometimes if you see a zombie, it might actually be a ghost.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, this goes back to the whole fucking, the whole hypothesis that this is all one thing.
saying, yeah.
This is all one thing. Mm-hmm. I like it. I can get behind it. Mm-hmm. You got one more ghost story for us?
I have a thing about werewolves, because we said we were going to talk about werewolves.
We should do it. Should we go into werewolves?
Oh, wait. Before we move on from ghosts, can we have a moment of silence just to see if we can, because we're recording tonight's show.
Oh, that's true.
If we can capture any EVPs. Okay? So we're gonna take 3 seconds. None of us are gonna say anything. I want everyone to concentrate really hard on trying to talk to a hungry ghost.
This is when the light falls and kills us.
Okay? All right, we'll review the tape later.
It didn't work.
No, hey, no.
didn't work.
You don't know how EVPs work, bro. It
didn't
only
work.
works later.
Stewart!
It only works later when you check the recording and then put the subtitles on the bottom of the screen.
That's true.
That's how you identify the EVPs.
We for sure heard a whisper of, your soul is mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that happened. I heard it. All right.
Let me have a bite. Okay, so speaking of werewolves and just wildly identifying people who actually need our help,
Sure.
as you were talking about earlier with Haiti.
Yes.
Do you know about Peter the Wild Boy?
He sounds like a man after my own heart.
So I started doing some, well, you might want to hold on to that for a second.
Okay. No, I'm sticking to
I
it.
was doing some research on werewolves, and it turns out most of them are just from like hundreds of years ago, and they didn't really want to admit that there were serial killers.
No. It's the fanciful lore of the 1500s. Serial killers aren't a real thing. It's just the Little Red Riding Hood.
It's
fucking wolf.
Yeah.
All right.
So it was either serial killers or people with disabilities who they were scared of.
Well, that's not
I told you
cool.
might want to hang on to your identifying with Peter the Wild Boy thing.
That's not cool.
In 1725, a naked boy was found living alone in the woods in Germany. And he was brought to King George, who liked him and was like, yeah, that guy can stay with me. He's cool. The naked kid who doesn't talk. He named him Peter. And he hung out with the king and the nobles, and they were entertained by him running around.
That's not cool.
Right. And,
This story made me sad.
well, you know, you gotta have one. They attempted to civilize him. He never learned to speak and preferred to sleep on the floor, so they eventually just put him back out in the woods.
I mean, he's a wild boy. Let him live in the wild where his heart belongs.
And then he lived all the way until 1785, and they found him in 1725, so he made it to be like at least 70-something by them just tossing him back into the woods.
I mean, I guess the wild keeps you wild?
And then they learned later that he probably had something called Pitt-Hopkins syndrome, which is a neurological disorder characterized by learning disabilities and an inability to develop speech.
This doesn't sound anything like a wolf. Where does the werewolf come in?
People were really stupid.
That sucks.
That's the end of like most werewolf stories is like, oh, you guys were real dumb. Or, oh, you were covering up a bunch of murders. Yeah.
We're not covering them up, per se.
Well, you know, you blame it on a wolf so that, you know. Also, the only way to get rid of a werewolf is to burn it. So they burned a lot of murderers back in the day.
Thinking they were wolf men.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which is like, honestly, you know, close enough.
I mean, if you murdered people,
Yeah.
you're gone.
Yeah, wolves are probably... I would be much more upset with a human killing a human than a wolf killing a human.
Yeah, the wolf is just doing its job.
He's hungry.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he'd be doing wolf things.
Yeah.
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 All right. I'm in support of the wolves. All right.
I'm out of made-up stories.
All right. I've got one more spooky story I'm going to tell you all that encountered my path this week. It's a Halloween story from a tweeter, and I'm going to read it to you verbatim, and we can discuss its veracity, and then we will wrap the show technically, but we will stay up here for about 20 to 30 minutes, or as long as there's still questions. And
That's ambitious.
Well, we'll chat with you guys as long as you want to chat. How's that? You ready? One more spooky story on our Halloween Spooktacular? Yeah. All right, here it is.
Heck.
Got him.
This is from a random Twitter user who went viral this week after telling a story about his childhood. His name is Grady Hendricks. And he said this: everyone's telling scary stories for Halloween, so I'll talk about something that happened to me when I was a kid because, hey, trauma never gets old. I don't think that's entirely true, but
It's a weird start.
when I turned 9, I realized I could sneak downstairs after everyone was asleep and eat anything I wanted in the fridge. No one ever noticed. I could make a peanut butter, cheese whiz, and mayo sandwich, eat leftover pizza, scrape off the icing from birthday cakes. As long as I was careful enough, I could do anything.
He's a hungry ghost.
He's a hungry ghost, boy. Creeping down was the hardest part. I had to navigate the pitch dark house all the way downstairs in total darkness like a tiny ninja. One night in May of...
Hold on.
Yes.
No one writes like that.
Bro,
this dude is already full of shit.
You do when you're writing a Twitter thread that you think is funny or cool or interesting.
You're right. Go ahead.
Creeping downstairs was the hardest part. I had to navigate the pitch dark house all the way downstairs in total darkness like a tiny ninja. One night in May of 1981, we ordered from Fish and Shrimp House. I waited until everyone was asleep, and I crept downstairs to eat the leftover sweet and sour pork. It took forever. I finally stepped into the totally dark den and let my guard down, and all of a sudden I heard a fork click on the counter. I froze. The microwave clock light showed the outline of a man sitting at our kitchen counter. He couldn't see me, but I saw him, a skinny guy, eating leftovers and drinking our milk from the carton. I can't explain how terrifying it is for someone to be in your house. I slowly backed away, I crept upstairs, and I woke up my mom and dad. They made way too much noise and took way too long, and by the time they got downstairs, the kitchen was empty. Everyone said I read way too many horror comics, and they blew off what I said, but no way was I pouring milk on my cereal anymore. I started tracking the position of everything in the kitchen. One day, the paper napkin holder was on the wrong side of the counter. Another day, a mug was in the sink that was not there the night before. My bedroom door didn't lock, so I kept a steak knife under my pillow. I must have stabbed myself in the hand 1,000 times, checking to make sure it was still there. Then in August, I was in my room reading when I looked up. There's an AC vent over my bed, and behind the vent, a pair of eyes were watching me. I freaked and raised hell until my parents searched our attic and the crawl space under our house. Nothing. And I wasn't very popular in my house for a few weeks. The last week of April, our house started to smell. One night, rice fell out of the vent over my bed.
Dang.
But it was maggots. The AC people said something had probably crawled into our vents and died.
You got possums, bruv.
And it turns out what had crawled into our vents and died was the guy in the kitchen. We lived in an old house with lots of space in between the walls and big ducts, and he had been living in our house since May at least. He'd put a foam pad beside my bedroom vent so he could be comfortable while he watched me, and police said he made drawings. No one ever identified him, and he was buried as a John Doe. To this day, I don't look inside the vents in houses.
No one has ever lied on Twitter more than this person.
But sometimes when I'm at someone's house, I'll smell a little BO coming from their central air conditioning, and I'll wonder who's living back there in their ducts. Who's living in the dark? Fuck me, Stuart, let's go!
Is that why our Airbnb stinks?
I think it might be where you guys, our Airbnb stinks, and we can't, well, we think we figured it out, but it's not great. It's just a stinky house.
Yeah. One time, I'm going to close with a story that's probably not going to pay off.
Do it. Let's go.
One time when I was in like third or fourth grade, I was at a sleepover at a friend's house, and the bedroom was upstairs, so we were upstairs.
Yeah.
And he was like snoring real loud, and I couldn't sleep. So I went downstairs to the living room, and I was like, I'll sleep on the couch, whatever. And I come downstairs, and all the lights are off, and you have to walk past the kitchen to get to the living room. And I come around the corner towards the kitchen, and his dad is standing in the kitchen. It's like 2 a.m. on a weeknight. It was the summer. He's standing in the kitchen totally naked.
Oh.
Eating a bowl of cereal at like 2 a.m.
Sick.
And I turned around and did not say a word to him and walked my ass back upstairs. Waited until it got light outside and walked my ass home.
Ran like hell. And you ran like hell. That was the move. That's the right move.
All right, we love you guys.
We love you guys.
Thank you for
so
hanging
much.
out with us.
It's the What If Podcast.